for this one. And no, say no more. We are off. Both starting in Sanctuary, starting off with Quake.
Ooh. I remember that happening recently. What happened in my tournament race, actually, was Quake and Sank.
So already seeing something interesting. Maligord taking the standard routes over to Lumberjack and eventually Kakariko. LewdDolphin, on the other hand, appears to be making a play on the Houlihan room, getting some early rupees to make sure he has enough to either buy bombs and buy the bottle vendor item as well on Kakariko.
Right. That is one way to guarantee that you have the required rupees going to Kakariko. And the rupee count tends to be a little lower because, where you would normally find a lot of like 300 rupee drops and things like that, you've got keys and compasses and maps all over the place.
So really quickly on Maligord's screen on the left, we see a big key on the Lumberjack. That's already pretty unfortunate. Big key has a very high chance of being required.
Wait, is this the exact seed I last ran?
Do you have a heart piece of Link's house?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what is going to be at the mushroom here in Lost Woods?
I don't remember. I think it was something important.
Conveniently?
I don't know. We'll just... No, it wasn't
That's
the moon.
something you would have remembered.
It was not the Moon Pearl. Okay, we are on a different seat. Good.
Confirmed. All right. So Maligord is going to be falling down into Thieves' Hut. So far, no rupees. So the play from LewdDolphin here could pay off. Just a single rupee drop from the Bush Crab. And LewdDolphin opting to skip the Lumberjack. Head in and grab these items first.
Yeah, so the small key to Skull Woods there. So the small key to Skull Woods is actually an interesting item.
And by interesting, completely useless.
Well, completely useless, but if you get 2 of them early, it kind of indicates that it wants you to go kill Mothula.
Yeah, that's right. So there's several dungeons in the game that you can complete and full clear without any keys or any small keys at all. Skull Woods being one of them, Mire being the other, and Eastern Palace because there are no keys. But also, the logic will determine whether or not something is available depending on the number of small keys you have. So even though you can open all the stuff if you know the right route, the logic isn't going to expect you to open those because of possible key locks.
Right. The logic expects, except in one corner case that we're not going to talk about, that you will make the dumbest moves possible.
So hello, Boots from the Bottle Kid. Yeah. Very nice to have, really. Maligord has just gotten enough money to go to the bomb vendor, buy some of those, and head up and clear the rest of Thieves' Hut and the well. So definitely the Houlihan room paying off for LewdDolphin. Paying off both figuratively and literally.
Yeah, he's not going to have to double dip Blind's Hut like Maligord is.
And still, no rupee drops elsewhere. So Lou's also going to be able to check this bottle vendor item, see what it is, just a bomb upgrade. So Maligord's not going to be missing anything out there. And first check in the well here from LewdDolphin. See what we get. A big key. I believe that was Eastern Palace.
Yes.
That's going to make that a very attractive play early on. Now, Eastern Palace, you have instant access to 3 items, the big key, a 4th one. And given how little you have at the start, it's like, oh, there's a small key to Swamp Palace. That's nice. And half magic. Man.
Oh, yeah. So I keep seeing these things that remind me of that last seed, and I'm just like, no, this can't be it. No. And then yes, and then no. So I'm just
let's just assume now it is indeed a different seed.
Good. My brain is just... I think my brain just decided it wants to meld all the seeds together in my brain that I've been running That's what's happening here.
Well, Keysanity seems to have that effect on people.
Yeah. As a general rule, I don't recommend running 2 Keysanity seeds back to back. Just
Oh, the
to
hammer
mess with
in the back of Blindset. Sorry to interrupt. But, you know, very good at Maligord's instantly heading back to check that item, because that is going to be crucial.
Okay, so this is definitely not that seed.
Yeah, Hammer and Moon Pearl, only a lift upgrade is keeping them Dark World access this early on. Like, they're not even out of Kakariko yet.
Yep. So one of the things I've done is I dug a little bit into the code because I'm a huge nerd, right? And tried to, based on the logic, sort of determine some things that might be true, or some ways to predict a little better. And one thing is, you know, the areas that you can get to right at the start tend to be high value, just in general, and also the areas you can get to based on those items. So if it turns out that you get all 3 of your Dark World items in those opening areas, you should probably assume that there's some really good stuff in the initial Dark World areas.
Yeah, good plan. Now, we see a slight difference here. Maligord opted to check what the maze race was. Lewd going for it straight away. Can't really blame Lewd for doing this blind. There's so many items that were required or otherwise valuable in Keysanity, especially at the beginning. Now Maligord going to be heading over to the dam and into Mini Moldorm Cave, most likely. We'll see where LewdDolphin opts to go. You know, with that Eastern Palace big key, you know, that's going to be a pull later on. Yeah, Lewd opting to take the same routes, definitely a high value route. With the boots, getting over to Ice Rock Cave is significantly easier. And there is some money that Maligord wishes he had earlier.
Yeah, well, luckily that item at the bottle vendor is not important, but you still, it's going to be just kind of hanging there in the back of your head like, I gotta go check that. Something he'll need to do once he gets like the flute or something and heads back to CAC, or gets the Titan's mitts or something.
Yeah, there's going to be a pretty valuable or pretty recent, pretty soon, coming up soon, TM visit to Kakariko, because that's how you're going to get to Village of Outcast Skullwood. So once you get a lift upgrade, then you just go to Kakariko and clean up the stuff that you missed the first time around. Bomb strats for Maligord. Drops a couple. He's got to be really careful. Down to only 4 bombs and takes a death.
Oof. Ooh,
LewdDolphin unleashing the B.
B strats are best strats in Mini Moldorm Cave. Like, not close.
Alright, we'll see what Maligord missed out on here.
I mean, okay, hookshot strats are also very good. But sometimes you don't have hookshot strats. Fire Rod! And the other small key to Skullwoods. Now, if that doesn't say go kill Mothula, I don't know what does.
Yeah, you know, Lewd, some frustration hits on the Fire Rod chest. I think Lewd realizes what this is leading to. 3 hearts, green mail, hammer strats, Mothula. Freaking impossible. They have half magic, so it'll be a little bit easier. Even if they know it's in logic, I can't imagine either of these two will want to submit themselves to that kind of fate.
We did just find out that the green pendant is in Thieves Town, which is sometimes annoying, but not necessarily. There's just
a map to Desert Palace. And Turtle Rock small key. Nice. And
the hook shot.
Wow.
In Ice Rod Cave.
So Maligord really needs to make his way back to Mini Moldorm Cave and eventually Ice Cave or Ice Rock Cave. You know, that's something that's so high value. He's going to head back there soon. You know, he is short on bombs. Wants to get like a better weapon than Hammer to take on those Mini Moldorms, because Hammer is so difficult to hit them, especially with 3 hearts. Now, LewdDolphin falling behind Maligord, gonna pick up his couple of small keys and head into Eastern Palace.
Yeah. They did pick up the big key to Eastern, so that's a whole nother chest you can check in there. If you happen to find the bow, you can clear it if you want to. The lamp, of course, is something that the logic would require you to have, but it's not strictly required.
Yeah, the Dark Room in Eastern Palace is one of the easier ones. That's being said, at 3 hearts and no sword, it is a little bit more difficult. You know, thankfully getting a 4th heart there.
So that was the small key to Desert, and I thought we saw the... No, we didn't see the big key to Desert. I'm making that up.
Yeah, no big key to Desert yet.
But we did find the small key to Desert, and that's... You know, that unlocks a good chunk of stuff in Desert as well.
Yeah, LewdDolphin immediately putting that hookshot to use. Getting a little bit of hookshot speed. We'll probably do it again here.
There's a power glove right there in the east side of Eastern. In Eastern, we find the power glove.
Yes, there we go. Dark World access. And I do wonder if getting that Dark World access from Maligord is going to prompt him to delay Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Shroud Cave even longer.
And specifically, Dark World access, where all 3 items came from the first available areas.
Yeah, we call that Sphere 0 in Randomizer, that pool of locations that are instantly available, no matter your item set. There's still 3 more locations. We get a map to... I missed it here. Get an update soon.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
That does not help Maligord at all.
Yeah, because we have the green pendant already. Now, LewdDolphin doing a small optimization with the hook shot, grab his power glove without heading through the Stalfos room, or not the Stalfos room, the pot room as I call it, all the pots inside. So saving a little bit of time there. We'll also be grabbing these other 3 chests. Makes perfect sense.
Yep. So this dark room is pretty solid. Oh, but Maligord has taken some hits from those anti-fairies. And no matter what mail you have, they deal 1 heart of damage, and you've only got 3. It's the worst.
Did pick up a convenience heart upgrade, or heart pickup. And
yep.
Bob, have you noticed how the early game maps seem to always give you the same info Sastral will give you? Like, you've got the info for Green Pendant, and instantly find the Thieves' Town maps. Like, oh hey, I now know what it is. It's like, yeah.
Well, the early game maps tend to be that.
Oh no, Maligord taking it down.
Unfortunate. The early game maps tend to be those, or you get like Hyrule Castle and Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, the most optimal set of maps you can get is what reveals the red pendant and blue pendant. Because you're going to get the green pendant info early on, then after that, you don't need any more maps because you will already know what is a crystal, what is a pendant, based on just having the pendant knowledge.
Wouldn't necessarily hurt to know which crystals are 5-6, but you could also get that from the bomb vendor, so...
Right? As soon as you get Dark World access, you can head over to the bomb vendor, and he will give you info on what crystal 5 and 6 are. So this is good for Maligord, heading back into Mini Moldorm Cave and probably down to Ice Shroud Cave. Now pay attention to loot screen here on the right. Grabbing some hearts so we can deboost through here. Get the chest. Looks like he's maybe going to reload the room.
Yeah, so he can
damage boost. This is scary at 1 heart. Ooh, down to half a heart and just a piece of hearts. That's really good news for Maligord. Did not miss out on anything big in Eastern Palace there.
I'm not comfortable doing that trick without at least 3 hearts, and it's not as easy as it looks.
And, oh no, this is really unfortunate for Maligord. Although he was able to clear all the Mini Moldorms to get access to the chest trove back here, he is now out of bombs. We need 1 bomb to open up the Ice Rod Cave, and he will not be able to do that. So he's going to be missing out on his Fire Rod.
He could get the hook shot, but he could get the 50-50 off the rock over there by Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, looks like he's going to go for it. Lewd, our first into the Dark World. Going to check out what we have in store for Hype Cave.
Yep, Hype Cave has a rather high instance right now. It's a Sphere 1 location.
Nice
Nice.
to have no more dark rooms for LewdDolphin. And just a map cave, apparently. Look at this.
Wow.
3 maps and a small key to pod.
Yep. Just a little bit of business there in Hype Cave. As
We'll see if Blue opts to do a map check here with all that new info. There we go.
Say,
so we've got pendants. Blue pendant Thieves Town. Turtle Rock was a crystal 5/6. Skullwoods was a crystal, and Swamp was a crystal.
Well, it's green pendant Thieves Town, but
Oh, it's a green pendant. Okay, I'm colorblind. Yeah. I'm sorry, not actually colorblind.
Well, that was just because that's what Sazrala said.
Yeah, and Ice Palace is the other 5/6. Ice Palace and T-Rock.
All right, so if you're gonna want to go see the Pyramid Fairy, you're gonna need to clear both of those. Those are 2 dungeons that not everybody loves.
But you always have to dip into Ice Palace. You always have to dip into T-Rock, even if it's not a crystal. I've yet to play a Keysanity seed where I didn't have to go into T-Rock. And Maligord taking his fake flippers all the way up to Waterfall Fairy. We have not seen any of this yet. This is a sequence break, but he will be able to go check and see what's on the Zora ledge. Unfortunately, lacking enough money to buy the Zora item, but we'll get that knowledge if he needs to return there.
So I actually
shield and blue mail. That would be a nice safety for Maligord there in the Waterfall Fairy.
Yeah, especially since the seed is telling them to go kill Mothula.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually like the way LewdDolphin is routing this. He's got the hammer and glove and Moon Pearl combination, and you could use that to enter Northwest Dark World and go to Kakariko or Village of Outcasts and all that mess. But coming down here, especially when you're so poorly equipped, gives you a better chance of having better stuff before you get to Mothula.
Right. Now, LewdDolphin, lacking the Titan's Myth, looks like he's opting to head over to the Pyramid and possibly Pod. Though Pod with only 1 small key, don't have too many items there, but could be the play.
Yep, there's, I believe, at the moment, 3 chests in Pod that could be in the logic, given the number of keys we have.
All right. Maligord took a little shopping trip, bought some bombs, and making the save to Link's house, likely going to be heading into Dark World for himself.
He could also go Pyramid and then go Catfish and then come back and go to Village of Outcasts because of that glorious hook shot.
It's another map. It's going to be the GT map. The Pod map.
Nice.
There we go. Pod is a crystal.
Yep, so we're going to need that bow before we get to Ganon's Tower.
Have you ever had bow as your go mode item?
Way too many times.
So Maligord going to get his crystal information heading in Hype Cave. Yeah, you're right. LewdDolphin heading up to Catfish. And you gotta be careful. He's on green mail. 1 hit from any of these will kill him. They do 2 hearts of damage.
Ugh. I am not a fan of those. I believe they're called ropers.
Oh my. Stunning. I didn't realize that thing was stunned.
You're like, so you're gonna die. Ugh. You're fine.
Here we go. Catfish from LewdDolphin. Is it worth the trip? It is a full heart container. Definitely want to take that when you're sitting at 4 hearts and green mail.
Yeah, certainly nothing wrong with that.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Village of Outcasts play from. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, maybe save the quit to the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Also, the Back of Escape is.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Back of Escape, Bonk Rocks, and then Dark World.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, the seat so far has been fairly stingy on hearts. And I don't think LewdDolphin is going to be checking Waterfall Fairy anytime soon.
Just gonna get 3 big hearts right here in the back of Escape.
Oh, for their sake, I hope so.
Just 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I lied.
Ether and bombos.
Okay, close enough.
Well, don't need any info on what medallions are required.
And remember, Quake was right upstairs.
Yeah. No, it's nice having all of these wonderful medallions that have a variety of effects, but unfortunately, without a sword, can't use any of them. So the game just taunting them with half magic and all the medallions, and hey, not gonna be able to use this yet. There's just a compass from the Bonk Rocks to Misery Mire. And for those of you unfamiliar, all a compass does in Keysanity is tell you how many items are located and remaining to be picked up in a dungeon. So completely useless for anybody experienced with the randomizer. LewdDolphin making a fool of both of us because we forgot the Power Glove, Hookshot, and Lamp gives you access to all the good stuff on Light World East Death Mountain. And with the hammer, we'll be able to root around 2 Tower of Terra.
I mean, I still think that Dark World is or like Skullwoods, that stuff is probably a more likely good play at this point, but I can't fault him for doing this either.
Oh yeah, you know, hunting for more safeties and just like the sheer number of locations here. Could find something to give himself an easier time. Yeah, Mothula. Oh, there's the Titan's Myth.
Whoa,
there you go.
I stand corrected.
Now he has access to a ton of stuff on Dark World East Death Mountain as well.
This is now clearly the play, like not
Definitely.
Close. Oof. So we're gonna see, I think, the Spectacle Rock Cave, and then
you know what I just realized, Bob, and I'm such an idiot. You can't even get to Mothula without a sword.
Oh yeah, the sword. You're right. I am also an idiot. But the flute is sitting there on top of Spectacle Rock. And
just
so you're gonna need the mirror to get the flute.
Is mirror gonna be up here as well?
Wait a minute. Ooh, it's actually very unlikely that we'll need the flute.
We're still lacking information on the status of Misery Mire as a crystal, but you know,
right,
2 pendants are currently unknown.
So it's basically a 1 in 3 chance that Misery Mire is required.
Yeah.
Now we will need the mirror for sure, but we may not need the flute.
Right,
now, if you're gonna get the mirror, why wouldn't you get the silly flute?
Yeah, so this is unfortunate for Maligord here, heading up to Death Mountain. Still does not have the hookshot located in Ice Rod Cave, so will not be able to continue on. We'll get the knowledge of the flutes. That'll definitely be a string pulling him to come back up to Death Mountain after finding his ring stuff. And there's a sword for LewdDolphin. There we go. Skullwoods can now be finished.
Yep, Skullwoods can be finished. They can get the Cane of Samaria out of Misery Mire, because that's where it's going to be. Once they get the mirror here in this room. I'm making predictions.
If Misery Mire has the cane, I'm going to blame you for this.
Okay.
Another bee in the bottle for LewdDolphin. We saw him make great use of that. There's the mirror.
I'm not kidding.
We also got the map of Tower of Terra, so now we will have potentially all of our info. If Tower of Terra is a crystal, then we know Misery Mire Eastern Palace is a pendant. Our pendants, English. Well, now you can get the flute.
You could also get that big 20 if you really want it.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody is going to be going for that big 20.
I mean, how bad do you want Zora money? That's what I want to know.
With all the items LewdDolphin has, Zora is probably the last thing on his mind.
Yeah.
And now LewdDolphin will be able to open up T-Rock. Might
Wait,
as
was
well do
there a
that while you're
sword
up
on
here.
Zora Ledge?
Was there? Oh man, I did not check that.
Apparently,
So
we
where
are
are the
being told by
clippers?
chat there was a sword in Zora's Ledge.
All right, there you go. So getting simultaneous new information, Maligord going to finish off the escape.
So this is
Couple
the
items back here,
last
let's see what he
Sphere
gets.
Zero location other than Agnes Cave.
It's a big key to Meyer.
Ooh.
A
So now
LewdDolphin.
the cane's gonna be in the vanilla chest.
I really hate you. But I know LewdDolphin really likes to push off the escape sequence. We have so much more stuff to check. So, Misery Mire may or may not be required, but if it is, that could be a location that Lewd puts off for quite a while. I'm getting the Hookshot Cave from LewdDolphin. 4 items in here, all accessible with that hookshot. 50 roots. And blue mail, so there's the other mail upgrade. We got a small key to Turtle Rock in the escape as well, so that's a crucial location here. Need, of course, 3 Turtle Rock small keys in order to clear the dungeon, and a 4th one to full clear and get that last chest of lava.
Right. And in the Hookshot Cave, we did see a small key to Misery Mire, which is absolutely not that important.
Yeah.
Once again, the logic cares about it very slightly. The 2 chests on the left side behind the fire sources cares about those. But
yeah, it's
other
kind
than
of
that,
interesting.
not really.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with the Mire logic. So everything in Misery Mire except the 2 on the left require no keys to reach. But the other 2 on the far left require all 3 Mire keys to be reached based on how many useless key doors there are. So it's like either 0 or 3, and that's the only trigger. LewdDolphin doesn't have any keys to Tower Terra, but we'll be able to check these first 2 items. Definitely something you want to do while you're already up here.
Yep, if it's available and you're here, why not?
Just a piece of heart.
Now, do you think we might see a Spike Cave check for no reason?
Well, LewdDolphin does not have any invincibility items. I don't believe has any berries in bottles, so I don't think Spike Cave is even clearable right now.
Yeah, I don't think he could do it, but I just wanted to see.
And with Tower Pair being the final crystal, we finally have all of our pendant and crystal information. So Misery Mire, not required to clear.
Interesting.
But if it's still in there, the Cane of Samaria, which is required, it's going to be really cruel. But LewdDolphin currently has access to Mire. He can go in there right now. Gonna get the King's Tomb check from Maligord. This is something we have not seen yet.
All right.
Yeah, the whole world is opened up to them with the Titan's Pit, the Mirror, and the Blue. There's so many possible locations to check now.
The world is their burrito.
We got LewdDolphin making the play on activating the flute.
Oh, yeah. Maligord as well. I'm gonna do something here in a second, if you don't mind.
I'm just silent. Do what you need to do.
Oh, well, Maligord's not gonna do it yet, because he doesn't have the flute. I'm done.
Right.
Once Maligord does it, I will get on that.
All right, LewdDolphin heading straight to the Mire area. With the Desert Palace small key, there are quite a few items over here you can check. Got the 2 in the Mire Shed, Misery Mire itself. It'll be interesting to see the ops to go through there. And 4 items inside Desert. Plus the Ledge item and the Genius Cave, just a lot of value to be had. There's a big key to Tower of Hera. So
That's terribly convenient. And
yeah.
by terribly convenient, I mean the literal opposite of that.
So had to go all the way up there just to be able to clear Hera. And look, another bee in the bottle. You know, this is another sign that, you know, the seed is expecting them to go take on Mothula.
Yeah.
You know, bee strats are a thing.
Bee strats. Bee strats are the worst. They are not what you call reliable.
But they can work.
Yeah, especially when the alternative is the Cane of Samaria. What?
LewdDolphin is indeed going to be heading into Mire and is lacking that big key. So if something is inside the big chest in Mire, that's going to be something Luke puts off for a long time. If it's the default Cane of Samaria, oh man. Very unlikely, but possible.
Yeah. And I know that we have full map knowledge, but I'm not sure that either runner has full map knowledge.
Lude made a special trip to go grab that map. I think he has the map for Tower of Hera, so he should have full knowledge. I mean, whether or not Mire is a crystal or a pendant would not affect his decision to go into Mire here because he can't clear it anyway without the big key, without the cane.
Right. I'm actually less reluctant to dip into pendant dungeons when they're available because, you know, if I'm going to go in anyway.
And we're still lacking quite a few big keys. So we don't, as far as our options for completing dungeons, it's pretty limited. And there, speaking of big keys,
the swamp big key.
So there we go. Everything except flippers is available for swamp. So once LewdDolphin finds those, you know, that's going to be very attractive.
Now, of course, we remember there was also that big key on the Lumberjack Cave. Right?
That's right.
And I believe we found the Skull Woods big key already, so that remaining big key is going to be something that's required to complete a dungeon.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, Ice Palace not technically required, but by the logic it is.
Yeah, definitely. So if we find the Ice Palace big keys somewhere else, then yeah, Aga 2 or Aga 1 is definitely going to be a trip that we have to make. And LewdDolphin taking a death.
Yeah, the spike room kind of... It's a little problematic.
And we'll head back into Mire. Getting the Village of Outcast checks from Maligord. Here's the chest game.
Oh, we did find a cane in Mire, by the way. It was just cane of
Wrong color, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what my sixth sense was telling me about. My sixth sense is colorblind, y'all.
Though the red cane can still be in here.
Yeah, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
As annoying as that would be. Maligord picking up a full heart container in Thieves Town. Second chest. Probably still very happy to see those sitting only at 6 hearts apiece.
Ooh, Castle Tower key.
There you go. The keys necessary.
Yeah, that'll let you get both items.
What if one of the castle? Yeah, what if one of them is the default Castle Tower key? And there's the bow. The bow has been found inside Thieves Town. With the big key in Eastern Palace, that's looking pretty attractive.
Now, Eastern also a pendant, but I mean, come on. Also, that unlocks additional chests in Palace of Darkness.
Maligord are going to be heading straight to the eastern area. LewdDolphin will be able to take a quick breather here after lighting this final torch, the longest cutscene in the game, of the room shaking. Not even sure you could even call this a cutscene. It's a thing.
Yeah, well, it's basically like the director yelled "cut" for a minute. So it kind of cuts the scene.
So the big question is, when is Maligord? Oh, another big key to Turtle Rock. So Pendant Mire definitely required. Wow.
Yeah. So, and of course we don't know what's in that big chest.
Could be the Cane of Samaria. Yeah, the big question I have is, when is Maligord gonna head over to Ice Rock Cave? Hookshot being there, that's blocking quite a bit of stuff off here. It's holding back the mirror. It's holding back the flute. Just all the good stuff on Death Mountain.
Yeah, I was like, if he gets the flute, he could go over to 8, but he can't get the flute.
Yeah.
And that is the only way to get over there, because the mirror's over there, so you are priced into doing that.
So do you have a question of, was there a big key on Lumberjack? Yes, there is a big key on Lumberjack. Now we already have a few of the useless big keys. The Skullwood's big key we have found, completely useless. The Swamp Palace big key. Have we found the Swamp Palace big key? Yes, we have.
Yes.
Is also completely useless, but all the other big keys are technically required. So the only saving grace is if it's the Ice Palace big key. Both these runners will be able to bomb jump and bypass that.
Speaking of Ice Palace, LewdDolphin just found the second small key to Ice Palace.
So if he gets the big key before heading in, that's gonna...
LewdDolphin, what are you doing? Okay.
He's setting
okay. Setting up the mirror. That makes sense.
Oh, smart. That way he can mirror out after checking this just way back in the cannonball room.
Yeah, it was like...
That's a really good strategy. I like that. We have to steal it.
It's a good call.
And another map to Ice Palace. And just a Guinness Cave left here for LewdDolphin.
All right, now
Very interested to see where he goes next.
This is the last Sphere Zero location.
And LewdDolphin still has not been into Escape. The Turtle Rock small key and potentially the Mire big key hiding away there.
Oh!
There's the Cane of Samaria. So you kind of got the general area of where it was.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, if you take the map of Misery Mire, overlay it on the overworld, the big chest is kind of on the east side, similar to Aegina's Cave, so...
Yeah, I think that's probably right. But yeah, that's another thing I was saying. The areas, the Sphere Zero locations, have a pretty high chance of having things you need. And we have seen many Sphere Zero locations pay off. All the Dark World access was there, Kane was there, Hookshot was there, and those were Agana's and Ice Rod Cave, which nobody likes. So... And the logic treats all of those locations equally. It doesn't care that Ice Rod Cave and Agnes Cave are off on the sides.
Just a piece apart from Red Pendant Armless Knights. So unless this is a pedestal seed, don't have to go back there.
Though, for the question in chat, a Sphere Zero location is the places that you can access right from the beginning of the game without any other requirements.
So LewdDolphin finishing up Tower of Hera, and I wonder if he's going to head straight over to Turtle Rock. With only one small key, won't be able to get far, but does have access.
Yeah. You can use the cane, you can use the fire rod to check the right-hand side, you can get to the chain chomp room, and that's about it.
Right. Probably
they have
to find
some important things in
small
chomp
keys
room.
here. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Maligord heading to South Light World. Is this the time? Okay, no, he's going back to Dark World. Darn. We need to get him, somehow communicate to him. Not actually communicate to him. He needs to go to Ice Rock Cave. LewdDolphin hammer strats on Troll Dorm, making it look easy. Let's see what he has. It's a small key. Is it to T-Rock? It's to Mire.
Well, here's the thing. You require all of the Mire small keys at this point.
Yep, the logic will expect all 3 Visionary Mire small keys to grab that T-Rock big key.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things I was thinking when I saw that. I was like, I might be reluctant to go into T-Rock until I found all the Mire small keys.
LewdDolphin going to put that Cane of Burn to use. See what Spike Cave has. And Maligord making the first pod play.
I have not seen Spike Cave pay off hard in a while, but you never know.
Still looking for quite a few items. It's just a big 20. So
Yeah, there's
Maligord,
just so many requirements.
Yeah, Maligord heading into pod does have the bow. So with 2 small keys and the bow and the hammer, we'll be able to go to the back. He opts to skip the front door and check quite a few item locations in here. And here we go, LewdDolphin making his play on Village of Outcasts. Does have full access in Skull Woods. So we'll see if he will opt to finish off Mothula with his current health.
There's one of those T-Rock keys.
In pod. So until we find the 4th one, Lewd still has to make his way into the escape sequence. Yeah, with all the stuff he has available to him, gonna be pushing that off. And with coming into Skull Woods with, okay, hang on, there we go, small key to Turtle Rock. Okay, that's Turtle Rock key number 2. So we do have all 4 of them. I missed that one earlier. So we got 1 location in Skull Woods, 1 in pod, and 1 in the escape.
Yeah, but where's the 4th one?
The 4th one, Maligord found somewhere.
Apparently.
I do not recall where that 4th T-Rock small key was. So when Lewd makes his way over to pod, that's going to put T-Rock on his radar.
We did not find the Skullwoods big key. I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay. I believed in you, Bob.
Well, I believed in the tracker.
Alright, so as expected, Maligord using the bow and the hammer to bypass opening up the front door.
And there is the pod, a 3rd pod key there in Skull Woods, so, or maybe that's the 2nd pod key.
That is the 2nd pod key for LewdDolphin, and Maligord has already picked that up.
Okay. So interestingly enough, Maligord is going to open the big key, vanilla big key chest door here.
See if it pays off. This chest requires all 6 pod keys to be available.
It requires 5.
Well, with the bow and the with the bow and the hammer, you can burn another small key going to the boss.
Right, but this is the problem.
Oh,
with the current logic.
Right, you're right.
In the logic, it's 5, and that's why there's a potential problem.
Well, Maligord finds a default pod key in the drop-down location, so not getting punished for that. So he will not be able to open up everything else, but we'll continue on and probably pick the harmless hellway, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He could basically go everywhere except go to the final boss because 1, he doesn't have the big key, and 2, just he doesn't have the big key. But
okay, so
also
pay attention on LewdDolphin's screen here really quick. Unleashing the bees on Mothula. And with half magic and fire rod, still going to be dangerous. He's down to low HP, 2 hearts, 1 heart. Oh no! Oh, just runs into Mothula for a hug. Takes the death. I believe he still has another bee in the bottle for round 2.
Nice. Yeah. The only problem I have with B strats is that you have no control over which way the bee hits Mothula, and if it goes in one direction or the other, it doesn't count, right? And of course, the bee requires 16 hits to kill Mothula.
I do like these ether strats on the Gyarados here. Just get them out of the way. Spend way more magic using the fire rod to try and take them all out.
Yeah.
Maligord is going to be checking the back half of Pod. Let's see what he finds here. There's a piece of heart. Heading into the rupee room in the basement.
And with that third pod key he found, this area is actually in the logic.
Yes, 3 pod keys. The mirror shield. Hand bombs. Okay, round 2 Mothula for LewdDolphin. Good. Quite a few hits from the Spice getting there. 3 hearts. Mothula's almost down. Gotta play it safe. Come on, LewdDolphin. There it is.
There we go. Nicely done.
So important note, Maligord did not do the hammer jump and opened the door. So that would not... So the Harmless Hellway, the other chest remaining back here, will not be able to check.
All right. But LewdDolphin did, in fact, find another pod key there on Mothula.
Yeah, and with the default location inside a pod, that's all the keys LewdDolphin needs to clear it. If he chooses to skip the front door and do the hammer jump. So I wonder if the Harmless Hellway is going to come into play here. And yes, Maligord! Heading over to Ice Rock Cave.
Oh, LewdDolphin just found the second key to Castle Tower.
Oh, Aga is unlocked.
Yeah, so I was going to say that my next play might be Ice Palace, but then I changed my mind.
We'll see where LewdDolphin flutes to. Looks like just back to Kakariko, heading into the Dark World. There's still quite a bit to check here.
Yeah, you could do Smiths, you can do... I mean, has he even touched Thieves Town?
No, LewdDolphin has not been into Thieves Town. Here you go, Maligord.
He doesn't have the D.
Made it to Ice Rock Cave and grabs the hook shot. And Maligord has checked so much stuff. Yeah.
I expected some sort of frustration there, is what I was going to say. It's just like, why?
There we go. So this is going to unlock the game for Maligord. He's going to get his mirror, get his flute. Now it leads to everything. Yes, for the next couple minutes, we're just going to see Maligord and LewdDolphin retracing each other's steps. Maligord has already cleared Thieves Town, well, the first 4 chests of Thieves Town. And inside Thieves Town was the bow. And with the amount of pod keys that LewdDolphin has, that's going to be a tempting play. Especially having the Eastern Palace big key, can check that as well. And we know it's not required, but more motivation to head over.
But it looks like first, LewdDolphin is going to make some plays on the north side of Dark World here. We might see a Bumper Cave check and then a Graveyard Ledge check.
Yeah, I like it.
Not to mention a King's Tomb check, which we already...
There's the flippers!
Oh my goodness.
So, adding yet another required item, the gate. Now, LewdDolphin is going to check Lumberjack. He had never been in here before, so he'll know it's a big key. This is going to be pretty good motivation to head into Aga Tower right now. But, still lacking the cape, still lacking the Master Sword, can't actually kill it.
Oh yeah, you
the
can't
Master
get
Sword
in.
or the cape to get into the tower.
Hello.
And
I have a PhD and I forget things.
Another, I guess, funny moment is the Master Sword. We know where it is. The Master Sword is, or at least, sorry, a sword upgrade is on the ledge in Zora, which is locked by the flippers, which is locked by the cape, which also gives them access to Aga Tower.
Well, there you go.
What a trolley seed indeed.
There'll just be a sword upgrade here in Graveyard Ledge. Nope.
Another map. Whereas LewdDolphin already has full information of what is a pendant, what is a crystal. I'm not going to waste his time. Oh, LewdDolphin finally getting to a heart count that's pretty comfortable. Took a while to get there. Right, where does Lewd go next? Pulling out the flute. Heading to Kakariko.
Yeah, so I expect him here to take the dip into Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's where the bow is. And the bow is a somewhat important item.
Yeah. So Thieves Town, when it comes to Keysanity, you're just expecting to have to go in there twice.
So you know what, Bobtastic? We currently have access to 2 of the 3 pendant dungeons. Just missing that Thieves Town big key for the pedestal. Think you're gonna see anything there? Are we gonna see a default Master Sword on the pedestal that will lead to flippers, that will lead to the Tempered Sword?
Well, I heard somebody in chat say cape, and that sounds like the best thing I could possibly come up with.
That's so cruel.
Or magic powder.
That leads to cape.
Which leads to cape, yes.
Now, LewdDolphin's still pushing off Thieves Town.
Like if I'm playing a seed and I see powder on pedestal, I'm like, what excuses can I have to go to pendant dungeons?
So LewdDolphin is, checking all these really far out of the way locations. But I think Maligord has a chance to come back from this if the big Keep Mire actually pays off. That would either be Vitreous being an item or the big chest being an item. LewdDolphin still hasn't made his way to the escape. Maligord doing what we saw Lewd do earlier. Step into Tower Pair while you're up here. Check 2 items. I don't recall if we've seen Cave 45 yet. Looks like LewdDolphin's heading there, so this could be something.
Well, I mean, Maligord just recently got his mirror, so I believe we definitely have not. Unfortunately, just a piece of heart, but it did get him a 10th heart, so hey. 10 hearts.
And LewdDolphin knows that doesn't need to worry about walking me the chest all the way along, can't get to the Bombos tablet. So just flutes away.
There's a Master Sword! And he's going to 4. Because he's going to Aga Tower.
Straight to Aga
right
Tower.
now.
So the 2 small keys still doesn't have the bow. So yeah, this makes sense for LewdDolphin.
And this is going to be...
Yeah, so he's going to group all this together, I would think. So he's going to check Uncle, check the chest in here, do the escape, do the dark chest, do Agatu. Not Agatu. Why do I keep calling it Agatu? Just Agatu. Regular, default, vanilla Agatu.
Right. Well, in Rando, it's like the second one you think about.
But what an awful place for a sword upgrade, huh?
Oh, but here we go. So just out of spite, that big key now is going to be the Thieves Town big key.
Well, then that would put the pedestal as cape as still a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. going into the dark chest first, the sewer's chest as we call it. So this is a sign that he will pick up the Mire big key and his third key rock small key. And with Pod being a crystal, definitely gonna head in there before making his way back up to Turtle Rock. We'll get the fourth key, so we won't have to worry about the lava room in Turtle Rock being an issue.
So yeah, Lewd is having a great time going through this area. He's the fact that you can get here, route in everything in the area, and have the mirror while doing it. Feels good, man.
There it is, the key to Mire. And Maligord returning to Skullwoods that give Mothula a try. And hopefully take him down. We'll be going in with Red Mail, a little bit more hearts. I think still has some Bs if he opts to do so. Of course, Red Mail only reduces the damage Mothula deals to you. Running into the spike, that's always guaranteed to deal a single hard damage.
Right. So if you go in with Green Mail, you want to, if you're going to take damage, you want to take damage from the spikes. If you go in with Red Mail, you want to face tank Mothula as much as you can. And if you go in with Blue Mail, it doesn't matter one way or the other.
Yeah. There we go, LewdDolphin finishing up the escape, and now Aga Tower. Finally get the knowledge of what that big key is. Pretty decent chance of being required.
It could be Thieves Town, which would be hilarious. It could be Ice Palace, which would be not really required, but the logic would want you to have it. It could be Ganon's Tower, which would be the best. It could be Pod or Desert.
Plenty of options. And most of them required options. Maligord whipping out the Fire Rod. Doing pretty good so far. Not taking any damage, playing it safe, dodging these spikes like a champion.
Oh yeah, this is some solid Mothula play right here.
I'm a little low on magic, but Mothula is not far from defeat. And there it is. Good job, Maligord.
Mothula is one of those fights where I tend to occasionally just hold up my sword to intentionally create lag so I can dodge things.
Yeah, so much is going on in the Mothula fight. But yeah, just holding your sword out, the sword sparkles causes the performance of the game to plummet. Kind of like firing silver arrows in other spots.
And LewdDolphin. Sorry, but
Maligord heading over to the Mire area.
oh, please let there be something in the big chest.
Yeah, we'll finally get that information. The cape inside Misery Mire here.
Unfortunately, so he is in a situation where if he got real lucky, or where if he did some stuff, he could get the Kano Samari out of Agnes Cave, and then go into Mire, and actually finish Vitreous.
It's going to be the ultimate troll. You go in, clear all of Misery Mire, and you go outside, immediately get the Kano Samaria, and then you're like, no, I'm not going all the way into Mire to kill a pendant Vitreous that isn't even a green pendant. Yep, Maligord going to be making the Mire play.
1.
Two.
2.
So Bob, what's the worst blue ball count that you've gotten in an anime fight?
10.
Ooh, that's rough.
3. 4. 5.
This is pretty awful. Why Aghanim? Of course, the first hit after a lightning strike guaranteed to be a regular shot.
6. 7.
I think 7's going to be our winner. There
7
it is.
blue balls.
Wow. Yes, if you guessed 7 blue balls, you are today's winner. Fortunately, we don't have any fancy prizes to give away to you, but you know, good job. Thumbs up. But we can take a guess of what is this big key hiding away inside Lumberjack? What's it going to be to? I'm going to go Thieves Town. Unlock that pedestal.
Wow, was Maligord actually doing Aghanis Cave first?
Yeah. What a play.
The sick plays.
Alright, moment of truth coming up on LewdDolphin's screen on your right. What is it going to be? It's the big key.
Pod.
It's a pod. But LewdDolphin still has not been inside Thieves Town. Doesn't have the bow. Is he going to flute straight over to pod? And he is. Oh, this is unfortunate.
Yeah, getting a little trolled here. But Maligord's going to be able to clear out the entirety of Misery Mire here.
Yeah, I did not expect the Agina Cave first before heading into Mire, but you know, great call by him.
Now, I don't envy particularly the Vitreous fight here.
Oh yeah, you give their current tool set, definitely.
You do have the bow, but you don't have silver, so it's, you know, it'd be a lot of arrows. But you've also got just fighter's sword and hammer. And those are your other tools. You can use bombs as well.
We'll see what Maligord opts to go for. Yeah, LewdDolphin lacking that bow. We'll have to burn a key on the front door and will now require 5 pod keys to pull through the dungeon. Currently sitting at 3, and we'll find 1 default location in the basement.
Yeah. Could be that there's one in, like, Harmless Hellway or something, but...
Yeah, Harmless Hellway is the only item so far in pod that we have not seen. Outside, of course, the Tumblesaur King fight.
And the big chest.
Yeah, the big chest. So we will get that as well. Maligord coming up on his big key to Turtle Rock. Eventually we'll see what the big chest in Mire has to offer. I believe there's a shield upgrade here in the basement.
Yeah.
Not too useful.
Yeah. I mean, neither of them has had to face blind.
So Lewd opting to grab a bunch of these rupees in here. That means a shopping trip is in his future. Like I'm going to float over to the witch, buy some blue pots before heading into some of the more annoying dungeons. Definitely want to stock up before heading into Turtle Rock or heading into Ice Palace.
I'm not convinced anybody's bought the Zora item yet.
Nope.
Watch that be Cape. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, LewdDolphin has not even touched the Zora area. Locking those flippers, quite a trip just to make by the Zora item. I'm going to be setting up the hammer jump here. This avoids burning this small key that Maligord had to burn in the same spot. There it is, big chest, heart container. And another heart container. So all the hearts for LewdDolphin.
Alright, so the big chest of Misery Mire.
Oh,
it's the cape!
No!
Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable. Oh, wow. Just wow. That is huge for Maligord. So Maligord has two big advantages over LewdDolphin right now. Like, Lewd has checked a lot more locations. Generally is doing better on the keep count, but Maligord has that bow, which is located in Pendant Thieves Town, and now has the cape, which was located in Pendant Misery Mire. So now Maligord has access to Ice Palace, Mother Crystal, and Swamp Palace, as well as the sword upgrade in Zora. So like that unlocks pretty much everything else for him. Now we are only missing a few things. We're missing the Desert Palace Big Key and the Ganon's Tower Big Key.
Yep, that's about it. You might want the silvers, and I'm gonna say the Ice Rod.
And here we go. Lewd is going to make the play on Turtle Rock.
The Ice Rod probably more important than the silvers in this case.
Oh yeah, we still need the Ice Rod, yeah, of course. So 2 big keys and the Ice Rod is what we're looking for.
And we know that these runners will be able to get a hold of the Tempered Sword if they really want to. Because of those flippers.
But man, you know, Kate being in that spot is really, really unfortunate for Lewd. There's only 2 items left for Lewd in Misery Mire. That's going to be like on the last possible list of locations he's going to be checking. So although Maligord got off to a pretty rough start, that hookshot location being hidden away in Ice Rod Cave. You know, that play into Mire, getting the cape, that's huge.
And that cape was, you know, if you do the sphere count, that was sphere 2.
Yeah.
It's very accessible according to the game's logic. So it's like, duh, the game is thinking, duh, you should go into Mire.
Alright, so Maligord at the Vitreous fight, opting to do some fighter sword spins. Is going to be a pretty lengthy endeavor. Hey, there's the big key to Ice Palace into the rock.
That's relatively important. So the Turtle Rock dip here without the Ice Rod is not something I envy, but isn't the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, it could be in here. Lewd will be able to make his way all the way to the laser bridge. And really 2 Trinets, but lacking the Ice Rod will not be able to kill him. Still will likely opt to skip the Lava Rib chest, because he's still lacking that 4th T-Rock small key.
If he gets to Trinex without finding the ice rod, do you think he'll go back for it?
Oh, tough to say. Really tough to say. Personally, I would not. Just, I've been burned so many times from that lava room chest. I only open it if I have all 4 T-Rock small keys. So if something's in there, I just accept my fate that I'm going to lose.
So Ice Palace also seems like a reasonable play soon. That big key there indicates that, you know, that big key early in T-Rock indicates that you could really see something in Ice Palace, especially since the other 2 small keys were also early available.
Yep, so as far as the logic concerns, Ice Palace is fully clearable and completable right now. Alright, Maligord takes out all the eyes on the big one. Let's see what we get from Vision Mire and Vitreous. Is it another required item?
Rather nice fight from Maligord.
It's a piece of heart. Okay. Yeah, Fighter Sword Vitreous, not something anybody wants to experience.
That is correct. It's a little bit better than completely swordless bomb and arrow strat Vitreous. But still, no.
And Luke did open up the big key chest. I wonder if he does have all 4 T-Rock small keys. He's sitting at 2 remaining right now. I think that's all you need to get the rest. I believe. Because you've got the chest in the, or the door in the roller room, that's key door number 1, and then the one on Laser Bridge. So it should be good on keys. And Maligord has the big key to Hera. Gonna finish that up and maybe making the play into T-Rock himself. Has the cane, has the big key, and all 4 small keys. Now you're already up here, it makes sense to just head to T-Rock and get all the items in there.
Yeah. I'm really not... I really don't understand LewdDolphin's reluctance to check the first 4 chests of Thieves Town. You know what I mean?
Yeah, LewdDolphin likes to...
Oh! Wow! The ice rod in the big chest of Turtle Rock.
What a turn of events for LewdDolphin, lucking out with that ice rod location.
So now I'm thinking Desert Palace Big Key will be at Pyramid Ferry.
Yeah, so LewdDolphin likes to play like non-standard routes. You know, he thinks they're just following the regular stuff. You know, other people may be better at execution. So his play is to, do the more uncommon, skipping the 4 chests and Thieves Town, putting that off until you get the big key to go clear the dungeon type of thing. Recently he was also putting off a mini Moldrum cave for quite a while, checking other high-value locations in Sphere Zero. So just his playstyle, he likes to do that.
Yeah.
Laser Bridge for LewdDolphin. 50 rupees. A small key to Pod.
That'll be helpful.
That's the last one LewdDolphin needs.
Hey, powder time!
And red rubies.
See, powder showing up right on time, let me tell you.
He doesn't even need to use it. He's confident in his Trinex ability. Okay, there we go. Grabbing the closer anti-fairy. Chasing it around a little bit. And there we go. Meanwhile, Maligord going to be making his play on Aga2, get that pod big key.
Oh yeah, and he's using the cape, so he's only going to have fighter sword going up the tower.
Yeah. But with the fire rod, that makes all these rooms significantly easier. Fire rod will one-shot all of the guards. LewdDolphin opting for hammer strats here. Can't blame him, the Master Sword still takes quite a few hits. There we go, Firehead down. A little bit of ice to deal with, but shouldn't be too bad. This is not Lewd's first rodeo. Does have to be careful though. Still sitting on blue mail, try next, does hurt. Don't think he does have a red potion still. I do not recall if he's used that yet. But I'm pretty sure he still has it. Final phase of Trinex. His head is vulnerable at the start. Ooh, really low on health here. Gotta be careful. And there it goes. Trinex down for LewdDolphin. That is one of the coveted 5/6 crystals. The other one being locked behind Cape, which is locked away in the big chest in Mire, which leads to the flippers up in Bumper Cave. And what an awful sequence.
Yeah. So, like, that's the sort of sequence that if I was LewdDolphin, I would want to break. Like, I'd just be like, you know what? We're gonna go to Ice Palace. Just forget this mess.
Yeah, of course, we'll eventually need those flippers anyway for Swamp Palace. No way to bypass that.
I keep forgetting that whole swamp thing.
And LewdDolphin unleashing the bee. This looks like a shopping trip. Yes, it is. LewdDolphin putting that 1,500 rupees to use to stock up on some blue potions. Three of them, no less. So he's still got that red potion. 3 blues. He's going to be safe for the rest of the game here. And back to Mire. LewdDolphin. Hopefully going to find out what's in that big chest, and that's going to lead him.
Nice call.
Come away from the bow, but give him access to Ice Palace and Swamp Palace. I am curious if Lewd's going to mirror out after getting the cape or continue on to Vitreous.
Maybe. Now, I have not seen if Maligord actually checked Bumper Cave.
I don't think he has.
Yeah, he saw the cape and he was like, well, I gotta go kill Aga now because that one key.
Here we go. LewdDolphin finds the cape, and yes, we will be continuing on by Vitreous. Does have the Master Sword, so we'll have a little bit of an easier time compared to Maligord, but still a relatively slow fight. And Maligord picking up the big key to pod. Going to be very tempted to head back into pod and finish that off. Though I think he still needs at least one more small key to finish it, having burned one of them opening up the maze room.
Right, Maligord needs one more small key. LewdDolphin found the small key he needed in Turtle Rock.
And that's right.
Yeah, both start with T.
Of course, Lewd already went into pod, checked the big chest, and that turned out to be nothing. The only item we don't know about in pod is what Helmsword King holds for us. So we have a comment in chat that Maligord didn't hammer it. Yeah, that is correct. Maligord did not hammer jump, but he did enter Palace of Darkness with the bow And doing that, he was able to bypass the front door small key.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think
unless
he ever
opens it
opened the
up-
front door.
Yeah, unless he opens up the front door, he will be good with 5 hotkeys total. Maligord making his way up to Catfish, possibly? Or no, he could be doing Catfish and coming back and just hookshotting across, and then that will give him access to the Pyramid Ledge and Bunker Cave, and then just mirror out and head over to Lumberjack. I really like that route this is what he's going for. And LewdDolphin opting for Cape and Slash strats. Having the Cape on, slashing, all this stuff going off, lags the game like crazy, so your magic meter barely goes down at all. You can pretty much run the Cape for eternity. Not quite eternity, but definitely long enough to kill everything in this room.
Yeah, and that's the upside with the Master Sword. Fighter Sword, you couldn't do that. Because you'd have to spin to actually damage Vitreous.
Oh, and Maligord heading over to Zora.
Interesting.
We'll not be able to get the ledge item, but we'll finally be able to see what Zora is holding for us. And with that cape in hand, I imagine LewdDolphin is going to go straight up there, grab his flippers. That unlocks 2 dungeons that he can now full clear. I have a question of where the first sword was. So we found our first sword over in the Paradox Cave area on Light World East F Mountain.
Yep, there was another sword at the purple chest.
Yeah, gosh, all these swords like in awful spots.
And there'll be another one on like Ether Tablet just to mess with you.
And so unfortunately for Maligord, Zora not paying off, but thankfully for him, doing the long trek out of Zora, gonna get back to Dark World, and then do what I said earlier, hookshot across, check the graveyard ledge, and get his flippers.
Speaking of, that's where Loot is right now.
I wonder if Lewd's ever gonna head into Thieves Town. Bow may be his go mode item. Because we know Eastern Palace has nothing. Pod likely to have nothing. Just waiting on that Helmsword King item. But Lewd can finish everything else with what he has. Just needs that pod, or sorry, not pod, big key. The Desert Palace big key to clear that dungeon.
I imagine what Loot is going to do now is head toward Ice Palace. Oh, well, no, he's doing pod. Seems fine.
So let's see. I'm not sure what his plan is here. Has the mirror out.
Oh, he's going to finish Eastern, then go pod.
No, he's bypassing pod completely. I think.
Oh, he's going to Hobo.
Yeah, he's going to go to Hobo, mirror out there, and then possibly head up to Zora, grab a sword upgrade. It's an interesting route. I really like it. Never really considered going over there for that Dark World entry to get down here.
I mean, yeah, I've done that, but I usually go from 4, so maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Yes, LewdDolphin will finally be able to get the Tempered Sword. If he opts to go there, it's like, nope.
Yeah, he might.
Did Maligord check Number Kit when he was over here?
I don't know.
There was something on the Hylia Island. I can't remember what. Was it a big key? No, it was a red key. Okay. Getting everything mixed up and confused. So Maligord, where are you going to go next?
And LewdDolphin is going to eschew going to the Zora area for now and make the trip into Ice Palace.
Yeah, so Maligord did not see what was on Bumper Cave. At least I don't think so. No, he's going back now. Okay, good. Still hunting for that Desert Palace big key, still hunting for that Ganon's Tower big key.
Alright, so 8 items to check in Ice Palace. The first one comes rather quick, and then there's a pretty long break between that and the next one.
Though having 2 small keys will make this endeavor a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
Lewd's not going to have to worry about the hammer jump.
Alright, so Maligord is going to do the Smith chain.
Not the hammer jump, the bomb jump.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, with the Cane of Samaria in hand and both the big and small keys, there's actually really no reason to do the bomb jump. Like, it's a little bit slower, unless you're, like, really good. With additional bomb jumps.
Yeah, Maligord looks like he's doing the whole blacksmith route. So this will lead him to his Master Sword. But still does not know what that Bumper Cave item is. So do you think we're going to see a default GT big key?
Ooh, you know, I've seen it before. In a Keysanity seed, I did see an actual vanilla GT big key, like in the chest behind the ice almost, like that one.
Yeah.
Where it's supposed to go. It's just really strange.
So LewdDolphin opted to do the bomb trip anyway. Not required, but hey, if it's the route you're used to, really no harm done.
Oh, and I have definitely also seen Ganon's Tower big key in Link's house too.
Potentially the literal first item you grab.
In my routing, I tend to pick up Link's house about 10 minutes in. Because I am bad.
Well, if it's not holding you up from checking other spots, not really bad. You're going to be there eventually.
Yeah. The thing is, I actually walk out of Link's house at one point. What? But not from within Link's house.
Oh, that one.
Because the hula hand thing.
Hula hand room.
So I go do the hula hand thing, and then I walk out, and I'm like, I'll save and quit there eventually.
Too many frames lost trying to walk back into to Link's house to grab the chest.
See, if we were going to have a Ganon's Tower big key guessing game for Keysanity, we would need like an extra staff member whose only job is to count all the items that one guy picks up.
Yeah, that's a full-time job. Maligord picking up the Master Sword. Gonna be really happy to finally find that. An hour and a half in, picking up your second sword upgrade. It's a really rough
Feels
seed.
Good-ish, man.
So far, nothing of value found in Ice Palace. A red rupee, bunch of bomb chests. And Maligord going to be heading back over to Pod. We'll see if he's picked up a pod key that we weren't aware of, but I believe the only thing Maligord can check right now is the pod big chest. We'll find out for sure once he enters the dungeon.
You can also check Harmless Hellway, I think, which he hasn't.
Depending on the keys he has, yeah. Let's see.
Actually, he might opt to skip Harmless Hellway, which, as we know, can be problematic, but
Okay, so he's sitting at 1 key. See if he opts to finish the dungeon, go grab that big chest in Harmless Hellway, or just like the big chest into Helmsor.
Yeah, it's a possibility one way or the other. Yeah. See, I think if we were gonna do a big key guessing game, we would probably just establish beforehand it's gonna be this guy we're counting.
Okay, here we go. Moment of truth for Maligord. Continue on to Helmsor. Check the other items. What's going to be? Grabbing some heart refills. He is going to be heading to Helmsor King. LewdDolphin in the Cold Stare fight, half magic and Fire Rod mix is pretty trivial.
Now Maligord is risking, quote unquote. Well, no, he's not. As long as he doesn't open that front door, he's fine.
Good. He's good.
He's not risking a soft lock if he doesn't open the front door.
There's the Bloomerang from Cold Stare. So Ice Palace, nope, unlocks the Pyramid Fairy, but that's it. Need to clear Cold Stare eventually to get the crystal, but nothing really hiding away.
And that is why I said that the Desert Palace Big Key will be at the Pyramid Fairy.
Well,
it's gonna happen.
Lewd heads over there right now before entering Swamp Palace.
He's gonna go Zora, it looks like.
Yep. Be the first runner to pick up Tempered Sword. I think nothing else of value was up here.
There was a mail upgrade.
Oh, okay, yeah, so red mail for LewdDolphin. Not required, but very nice to have.
Oh, and a shield upgrade, so...
So that's where Maligord got that third shield upgrade.
I guess I'll just call that the progressive cave. Just got progressive armor and progressive shield. And then there's progressive
right
sword.
Next door, yeah, right next door, the progressive sword. Helmsor King for Maligord. 17 hits to the face with the hammer. Let's see if he opts to whip out the bow or just do a bunch of slashes. There we go. Bow it is. I find it really difficult to hit Helmsor King unless he's doing the tail swipe. He just moves around so fast. There it is. Helmsor King down.
And tempered sword in hand for LewdDolphin.
So what's going to be? What does Helmsor King have? It is a small key to Ganon's Tower.
Womp womp.
Alright, so there we go. LewdDolphin with Tempered Sword in hand, heading over to the Swamp area Dark World portal. Has a choice of heading into Swamp Palace or to Pyramid Fairy from here. Let's see what he opts to do.
Alright, so the entirety of Swamp is Sphere 5.
Okay, I haven't been keeping track, so
Or 4, excuse me. I've been numbering them differently. But like, so Cape was Sphere 2, that got you Flippers, which was Sphere 3. And the other things, Mirror, Hammer, Hookshot, were all Spheres 0 and 1.
Okay.
And Small Key was Caprico Well, so. Now Sphere 4 is where the value tends to start falling off. But you never know.
There's a big key to Thieves Town. So there we go. That's really good news for LewdDolphin, because that's going to be a lot of motivation to head over there and finally pick up the bow. So I wonder if the second half of Thieves Town is going to contain Go mode. And Maligord going to be heading to the back pod once again to find out what the big chest has. Will not be able to check out Harmless Hellway, and it's probably not going to return to pod anytime soon to check that. But thankfully, we know it's useless. Maligord doesn't, but he's not going to get blocked by that item. I wonder if the GT big key is going to show up in Swamp House left side. That'd be awesome.
Could be. At this point, every spot in Swamp is roughly equally likely to hold something.
LewdDolphin picking up the small key. See if he just goes left side straight away or just heads straight to Argus, hoping to get all the items he needs by then. Maligord looks to be doing fake flippers. Maybe this is a fake flipper play into Ice House.
Wow, the small key to Hyrule Castle.
And it is. Yeah, Maligord fake flippering to Ice House. Still does not have that knowledge where the flippers are. You know, they've been hiding away on Bumper Cave. You need to head into Pendant Mire to grab the cave to unlock that.
So, the small key to Hyrule Castle was found in the big chest of Swamp. Small key to Hyrule Castle locked one of the pod keys. I mean, not pod keys, T-Rock keys.
Well, I thought the Swamp item had nothing. Oh,
What?
but that is true. Or the sewer item in...
Yeah, the sewer item's not locked behind the key. It's the chests in the boomerang chest in Zelda's Cell.
Okay, so those are locked.
Those are the ones that care about the key. Because you could steal the key and go the other direction.
Right, right.
Yeah, so if you steal the key from the guard downstairs and go to the back instead, it would lock you out of the two chests in the basement if you couldn't access the Hyrule Castle key.
Yeah, you're right. I've never really considered that before. Just because it being such an early location.
Yeah, so that first
Swamp,
chest,
10 arrows.
yeah, that first chest, Sphere 0. The other two chests, apparently Sphere 5 today.
So nothing on the left side, just 10 arrows and the bomb upgrade. If nothing's here in Swamp, though, Thieves Town may have everything.
Very possible. Now, we also don't have the small key for Thieves Town, do we?
We do not.
So that's another scenario where the small key locks more than you think it does.
So, Thieves Town to Desert Palace Big Key to Thieves Town Small Key to GT Big Key.
Gross.
And at that point, you have all 7 crystals. Most players will choose to gamble on the GT Big Key being inside Ganon's Tower at that point. Your
And then,
options
of
are
course,
fairly
it's on the
limited
pedestal
elsewhere.
for no reason.
Yeah. Still no book, so no knowledge of what's on the pedestal. Maybe we'll find a book in Swamp Palace here.
There's the last pod key.
So with that, LewdDolphin will likely just open up the front door. Actually, no, he won't open up his front door on the return visit to pod because he still needs the 2 right side chests that are locked by the bell. So we're almost striking out here in Swamp Palace. Just the Thieves Town Big Key, a pendant dungeon could lead to something.
And the
Yeah,
Hyrule
this one's
Castle
very
small
likely.
key gives you a little information about Turtle Rock, but that's about it. I mean, he's
already
He's
cleared it,
been
so
there.
he's good.
yeah.
Tempered Sword making Argus, significantly easier, just one slash and we'll take out each one of his little puffs, and 2 spins, we'll take out Argus and stuff. 50 roops, okay. So Thieves Town, definitely the priority.
Oh yes, I have definitely seen Ganon Sour Big Key on pedestal. And we've had at least one in the tournament, I think. Or maybe it was a daily race.
I know it's happened in a match that was restreamed. Okay, now LewdDolphin. Making the play on Pyramid Fairy. Really doesn't want to go to Thieves Town.
It's like Desert Big Key, GT Big Key, right next to each other. Probably not, but whatever.
Well, if it does, that means the bow is probably going to be his go mode item.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hilarious.
Maligord has collected the iced tea chest. I'm going to backtrack a little bit and head back over to the front of the dungeon and kill all cults there.
Does he not have the big key?
No, big key to Ice Palace. Where was the big key to Ice Palace? Oh,
close enough.
Default silver arrows in the Pyramid Fairy and the big key of Desert Palace.
I mean, what did I tell you about the big key of Desert Palace? So tough.
Well, you were half right there. You were half right.
Yeah, the silvers being there as well. That's gonna, you know, ease your troubled mind as far as the Ganon fight goes.
And bow being the go mode item for loot is a really big possibility now.
Yeah, actually, I would not be surprised to see him actually dive Ganon's tower. Oh no, he can't, because you gotta go to the pod. I was worried. I thought he was like gonna go to dive Ganon's tower, looking for the bow. That would have been hilarious, but no.
So Maligord out of magic, but still makes quick work. Cold stare there, corners him on the top.
Okay, so what do you think he does first? Does he do Thieves Town or does he go to the basement of Hera?
He's gonna do Thieves Town. Come on, dude. You're not gonna go all the way up to Hera to check the basement. Unless the basement has the Thieves Town small key, which unlocks the Ganon's Tower big key. But I wouldn't even wish that upon my most infamous enemies. My worst enemies probably sounds better. Really, after Lemos here, LewdDolphin's quickly running out of options of what he has access to. Thieves Town has quite a bit.
What if it turns out you're your own worst enemy?
Oh, I'm not ready for questions like that. Maligord appears to be making the Turtle Rock play. Lacking the Ice Rod, but we know Ice Rod in the big chest, so he will be able to finish that off.
Well, the Bonk Lamp, I believe, was an Ice Palace small key. I don't remember seeing the library.
Yeah, it was early on, and I think he was. There's a small key
to GT.
All right, Lewd, where are you gonna go next? It's gotta be Thieves Town, right? You put it off for so long.
I think he'll check the Batman first.
Let's see, whipping out the flute. It's gonna fly to 3. There we go. And nope, skipping the Batman. Finally gonna be making the Thieves Town play. Here we go. So this will give LewdDolphin the bow, and potentially a lot of other stuff in the back that we have not been to yet. Yeah, upon picking up that bow, LewdDolphin will be able to clear all the crystal dungeons. If Lewd opts to do even crazier gamble, just upon grabbing that bow, mirror out, head to pod, and then gamble on GT Big Key and GT.
I mean, it's actually not the worst play.
Okay, there's the Big Key to Ice Palace.
Because there is so much, there are so many chests that are there in Gan's Tower. And it seems like that you'd have a pretty, it'd be pretty likely that the GT Big Key could be in one of those locations. I believe that at this point there's more locations left in GT than there are in the rest of the world.
We'll find out soon. Here we go. LewdDolphin about to pick up the bow. What's he going to do? We'll continue on and finish up Thieves Town. Okay. Seeing bow and Thieves Town is like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about gambling anymore. Seeing that item where it was. Yes, all this stuff is new territory. You've got, see, 1, 2, 3 more items that can be checked here. Of course, can't get that 4th one, lacking the small key to Thieves Town. I guess there is a possibility that the small key to Thieves Town is inside GT, and then you have to come back here. But far more likely that's just a default.
The only way that's possible, and there's something good here in Thieves Town, is if that something good is in the chest next to the maiden.
Yeah. 300 rupees. Not going to be finishing this seed 4.
Yeah, but he's going to be rich and have all the potions he could stand.
So LewdDolphin finishing off Thieves Town, we will find out what Sahasrara is holding for us. The bow in hand, that's probably going to be his next play. Head over to Pod, Eastern Palace, check all that good stuff. Maligord still making his way through Turtle. You know, nothing else is left here. So with all 4 T-Rock small keys, doesn't have to worry about gambling on that lava room chest there. Quickly approaching his ice rod. And I'm sure he's going to be very happy to find that. Just a full heart container.
Yep, nothing great there. So we don't really expect any progression on blind unless the small key was going to be available somewhere that we don't know about.
Or it leads to Sahasrara having the Gan's Tower Big Key.
Yeah, but that would also mean that the small key would have needed to be available.
Yeah, the logic does assume that you can key lock yourself in here. Well, not really key lock yourself, but steal a small key to open up the big chest instead of opting to fight blind. But given the items that LewdDolphin currently has, pretty much everything in the game is available except the second. It's the mushroom!
It's the double fetch quest drop!
Yeah, the green pendant to turn in, the mushroom to turn in. Oh, blind.
Yo, dog. I heard you like fetch quests. So we put the pendant in your mushroom.
That was really bad.
I know.
So, fetch quest time for LewdDolphin. Gonna see what the magic bat has, what the mushroom is holding for us, the green pendant. Gonna see it all. In fact, maybe one of them will lead to the shuttle, which we haven't seen yet. And where is that book? Is it going to be hiding away in Ganon's tower?
Piece of heart.
Alright, striking out there. Still 2 more fetch quests to go after.
I really wanted to be Book so I could say Bookman. But I didn't get to say Bookman. But then I said Bookman anyway.
So let's see, what else do we have other than Ganon's tower itself as far as locations to check? We got the mushroom spot here. We've got the green pendant. Pod doesn't have anything. Eastern Palace doesn't have anything. We've got the Tower of Hera basement. And I believe that's all.
Yeah? Yeah, basically.
So LewdDolphin turned in the mushroom but didn't, turned in the mushroom but didn't go grab it, opted to flute away, gonna turn in the green pendant, finish off Pod, maybe head into Eastern Palace here, depending on what Sashral has. It's the book! Probably the item you really didn't want to see, because that unlocks 2 pretty far out of the way locations, the Bombos tablet and the Ether tablet.
So Helmasaur will drop Thieves Town small key.
Well, we've already seen Helmasaur's item.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Finish that off earlier. Turned out to be nothing.
I'm smoking failure. Anyway.
Yeah, LewdDolphin's already cleared the other parts of Pod, so should just head straight to the end. Though it has the 2 small keys, but doesn't know what these items are, like I was saying earlier, so it still has to go up the right side, check these 2 chests. Unfortunately, not going to lead to anything for him.
So Maligord is opting to use Master Sword strats here on Trinex.
Yeah, I can't really blame him.
Yeah. With half magic, this is not a problem.
Yeah, hammer strats, unless you pull it off perfectly, and a Master Sword can be quite a bit easier. Just gonna stick with Master Sword here. Got that extra range. Hitting stuff with the hammer, especially when it's moving, is really hard.
The only downside to this is it does take 10 hits for actually every head of Trinex with the Master Sword.
But it's down, doesn't have to worry about it. Still plenty of magic to spare. Rewarded with his 10 arrows. Really, Maligord is quickly running out of options. He's got to make his way up to Bumper Cave, get those flippers, because that's unlocking or locking quite a bit of stuff. Of course, with the crystal, he will grab his silver arrows, we'll grab the Desert Palace Big Key. Maligord. Maybe doing a Spike Cave check?
Yep, looks like it. Could be yet another one of those debated situations.
Of course, we know it was, what, a big 20 hiding away here in Spike Cave? Something like that, or equally useless.
Big 20 indeed.
And Luke can be picking up his 7th crystal here, so gonna have to make the call. Just gamble on GT, which seems pretty likely, or go around and turn in a couple more of these fetch quests.
Well, I think he's probably gonna flute back to Mushroom to see what that is.
Yeah, I think probably check out the Ether tablet before heading into GT. Yeah, definitely far more likely for the GT Big Key to be somewhere in the basement versus any of these other really annoying locations. We'll see what he opts to do. Break out the mirror, so going to be fluting away.
I kind of half think I might go check the pedestal, just in case it's that bad.
Okay, he's going to go into Eastern Palace.
Oh, maybe he'll just go pull the pedestal.
Yeah, definitely an option. This is the 10th and final dungeon for LewdDolphin. Maligord going to be turning in, or going to buy the big bomb, open up the Pyramid Ferry, and get a little bit of a breadcrumb there. We'll be able to finish off Desert Palace and get that Silver Arrow pickup. Very nice to have. Yeah, GT Vicky, there's nothing stopping it from being on the pedestal. You may see it blind. What are you going to do, LewdDolphin, after this? Of course, we're getting pretty deep into the seat, almost the 2-hour mark. This is the point where you're thinking, man, when is my opponent going to dot done? So opting to take lengthy trips to either check the pedestal, check Hair Basement, Bombo's tablet, it's a really tough call to make. But yeah, I'm gonna guess that it's going to be the default chest inside Ganon's Tower, holding the Ganon's Tower Big Key. So that's the center chest after the Ice Armors.
Well, I have to pull the prices right on you and go one before that, which is Bob's chest.
Oh, man.
But
so you're
actually,
play whoever's closest wins.
See, actually, I would be reverse prices writing you, because it's whoever's first without going over.
Oh,
so
yeah.
yours would actually be better than mine. Because now I'm only correct if it's exactly Bob's chest.
All right, as expected, Maligord going into Desert Palace, picking up a couple items there. The mushroom spot holding nothing. Okay, now here we go. Where are you gonna go, LewdDolphin? Is he gonna go do the Bombo's tablet?
That's entirely possible.
No way. Yeah, he is. Doesn't want to gamble on it being inside GT.
I think at this point, I think it almost has to be inside GT. Well, no, because it could expect you to go get the Thieves Town small key and then go out, which is dumb.
No, really, any of these locations seem equally likely. Just a handful of spots out in the overworld and the GT itself. Okay, here we go. Bombo's tablet, LewdDolphin. We're gonna see. It's just a compass. All right, bring out the flute. Where are you gonna go, Lewd?
I imagine he'll check the other tablet, or the ether tablet, when he's going to GT.
Going to Kakariko, okay.
Ped check, ped check, ped check.
This is definitely a ped check, for sure. Nothing else is left here for LewdDolphin. You may see it blind, he's got all 3 pendants, why even check it?
Well, because it's a cutscene if you pull it, right?
Yeah. But if it's something, then you waste time checking it, right? So
That's true.
Just go for it. Appease the chat. He knows everybody loves to see the pedestal blindfold. Here we go. Pedestal check from LewdDolphin. Just goes in blind. Here we go. The red meringue! Completely useless. One step closer to item completion from LewdDolphin, though. There we go. He's had enough. Actually, I think that's literally everything else it currently has access to. So it's the Hera basement and Ether tablet. We'll likely see the Ether tablet check before heading into GT. But yep, going to go into GT. So we can play this little game with where inside Ganon's tower the key is going to be. So you can guess either between 0 and 22, or you can guess Ether tablet or Hera basement, or none of the above, and it's going to lead you to Thieves Town, big chest, holding on to the big key. It's going to be Ether tablet. just watch. Oh yeah, we also are looking for the shovel, so it could be the dig spot.
Beautiful.
The Skullwoods, we have a question in chat. Has the Skullwoods big chest been checked? And the answer is no, because we still lack the Skullwoods big key. That could also be in here in a potential fetch quest. At this point, if the GT big key is not inside GT, everything is a fetch quest. Because you're getting an item that will unlock a single location elsewhere. And LewdDolphin. Okay, gonna mirror out. Is he gonna go into tile room in Hera basement? Okay, no, Ether tablet. Here we go.
Oh, you know what else we never saw? Skullwood's big key.
Yep, that could be here on Ether tablet. It's a full heart container.
You probably said that, and I feel dumb.
And we're getting some sync here from LewdDolphin and Maligord, both checking the Hera basement at the same time.
It's coffee break strats time.
This is something you don't see too often. Two runners taking completely different paths, both waiting in the tile room at the same time for the door to open. So, yeah, Dr. Bob, how are you doing today?
Yeah, pretty good.
You've been enjoying this race.
Yep. So, I do want to bring up a little point here that, you know, not as relevant in Keysanity, but so you know how there's 22 chests in Ganon's tower that can usually have the big key?
Yeah.
You know how many tiles there are in this formation?
Are there 22?
Yep.
No way.
And generally, tile room is the 22nd chest you check.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to have to count these next time we see tile room and actually confirm it. All right. Nothing in Hera basement. Into GT we go.
Oh, Maligord looks like they're going to go to the Ice Palace big chest.
Yeah. Still has not checked Bunker Cave.
Ah.
I gotta keep track of the chest counts here. Here we go. Number 1. Sounded like rupees and 10 arrows.
Yep. It was the only 100 rupees in the game. Oh, are we seeing a tile room check number 3?
Okay, here we go. Let's count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll stop counting and do it in my head. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I can't believe it. You were right. There are 22 tiles inside the tile room in GT, locking the 22nd chest in GT. So in this case, the 3rd chest.
It's a conspiracy.
It's like the developers conspiracy. They knew how many chests were in the GT basement. They knew you know, it's many years later that it'll be this weird game people are playing. They're gonna guess where the GT Big Key is. Like they knew ahead of time. This was all intentional.
Just as Miyamoto intended.
Chest number 4, 5, 6, and 7. The shovel has been found.
Can you dig it?
Ah, man.
That's actually what the pedestal says when the shovel's on it.
Alright, nothing on the right side. Continuing on to the left. Maligord going to make his way all the way to the big chest, which unfortunately, no, isn't holding the item. So the torch item was nothing. Do you count that as location 8?
You do.
Okay, there we go. 8. LewdDolphin entered. We have a question in chat about how many keys LewdDolphin entered with. He actually entered GT with 2 GT small keys, so you will be able to clear everything. Well, there's a default small key in GT, so there we go. And that's 12 chests checked. Still striking out. It's going to be the default, like the default as it can be. So LewdDolphin has just accomplished a very rare feat. He has found every single health upgrade in the game and is sitting at 20 out of 20.
Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous.
Usually we'll see like heart pieces be in locations that you can check, but not necessarily grab it. No, he got everything. Every single heart piece, every single container. I'm sorry, are we at 13 chests? Yeah, we're at 13. Where's that Thieves Town big key gonna show up? Or small key? There's chest 14, red rupee. Gonna be venturing into the rando room. Four locations in here. I was tracking. I said 14, right? So this is going to be 15. It's the GT Big Key. Yes, the default one. Not quite as default as it can be, but if you guess 16, or was it 15? Was it 15 or 16? 15. All right. If you guess 15, you are today's winner. Congratulations. Unfortunately for us, the shovel did not lead to anything.
So this is like a collection rate of what, like 212?
I'd say in the 180s.
I think it's at least in the 190s.
Well, I'll have to wait till the end of the game to find out how much stuff Lude's gone to check. No, yeah, the full 10 dungeon clear, yeah, you're probably right. It's in the 190s.
It would be 14, but we counted the torch because he didn't grab the torch. So that's why it says 14 on the screen, but he checked 15 locations. Right. He picked up 14 items, but he checked 15 items. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, gauntlet time for LewdDolphin. And Maligord, unfortunately stuck in a rut here, venturing back into pod to check what the Harmless Hellway has. So, just really unfortunate that one single location giving him a tough time.
Yeah. Well, the hookshot gave him some trouble earlier too, so
yeah.
He has not been immune to this game's trolls.
So Lude doing a very fine job inside the gauntlet. Landmo fight number 2. 20 hearts, red veil, half magic, silver arrows, tempered sword. Not gonna have any issues from here on out. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever seen a full heart container set from anybody. At least of races I've watched. Okay, Maligord now, checking items that he thinks he may have overlooked. So went back to the bottle vendor there. Now checking bottle kit here. Now he thinks he has to have forgotten something. Nothing at bottle vendor, unfortunately. Look at this. Maligord headed to Dark World. This could be it. This could be his escape from this really, really unfortunate series of events. Yeah. There we go. Okay, no, he's heading south. Is he going... Where's... Okay, alright. Slight detour, check the Thieves Town, but knows he's already done everything he can in there, and...
No.
Oh no, just double-checking C-shaped house. It's just a little bit to the top and to the right, Maligord. Now double-checking appears the hammer pegs. He's going to double-check. I wonder if he's turned in the powder. That could be where he's headed. Okay, yeah, double-checking hammer pegs. Okay, alright.
Go, go, go. Yes.
Keep going north. Keep going north. Yes, Maligord. Okay, so that will unblock him getting those flippers. And will eventually lead him to the end, because there's not really much more troll to be had. Dolphin, 300 rupees in the validation chest. Pretty clean Moldorm too. Now just has Agatu and the final Ganon fight remaining.
Honestly surprised that he bothered to open that last chest.
LewdDolphin, he's a man of the people. He knows what everybody likes to see. I think he opened up that pedestal blind just for you guys. There it is. Flippers for Maligord. That should send him straight to Swamp Palace, and that's going to be the chain that unlocks everything else. Actually, no. Yeah, Swamp Palace, he can get all 7 crystals now, Maligord.
Yeah.
Just needs to make his way up to GT. Only missing the GT Big Key.
Yeah, and if he can avoid getting jebaited by Thieves Town, he should be fine.
Oh, dude, what are you doing to Aghanim there?
Well, it is in his
He doesn't
name.
deserve that. He's already dead. Alright. Maligord heading into Swamp Palace. LewdDolphin about to drop into the Ganon fight. Never found the Butter Sword. Maybe that was in the Thieves Town big chest.
Yeah, could have been.
Because we full cleared all the other dungeons. Okay, so Ganon, pretty straightforward with the Tempered Sword. 12 hits per phase. Getting in some spin attacks. Each spin attack counts as 2.
Oh, get up in the corner!
Oh, yes. This is the perfect spot for phase 2. You can just get in a corner, do a couple spins, and there we go. 3 spin attacks that turned into doubles, and LewdDolphin is in.
Yeah, in fact, you don't even need to use cape strats there if you get right up in the corner, because you won't run into the fire bats, and the trident has no hitbox while Ganon has it in his hand.
Just 1 slash to drop the tiles on every direction of this floor, and then give you a hint of where the silver arrows are. Of course, you already picked those up. The default location of the silver arrows, which being Pyramid Fairy. Now just 3 more hits, and Ganon is down. 1, sorry, that's 2. There's 3, so 1 more. Barring any catastrophic falls, there it is. Ganon down. That'll be a victory for LewdDolphin. We'll go 1-1 in this Swiss tournament. Played 5 rounds, and at the end, the people 5-0 and 4-1 have a chance to move on to the final bracket stage. Get a official SRL time here. LewdDolphin finishing in first place with a time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 38 seconds.
All right. Well played to LewdDolphin, and congratulations to him on staying alive for top 8.
Yeah. So, Maligord, getting those super late flippers, has decided to forfeit, but we'll be continuing on to try and find the GT Big Key. We'll see if we can get LewdDolphin in here and chat with them for a little bit. I can't wait to see what the final item count is going to be. That was a lot of locations checked. Still, given like the pedestal check, all 10 dungeons pretty much full cleared, venturing through the GT base, but this is a pretty solid time for LewdDolphin. Really, the only thing holding him up was the bow. That ended up leading to nothing, so it didn't actually cost him too much time. Maligord, maybe hoping to find the GT Big Key in here. That's the only thing he needs.
And hello, LewdDolphin. Welcome and congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
He needs.
That was a hundo seed, wasn't it?
And hello,
basically, yes. I turned it into a hundo seed.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. I should have entered Thieves Town earlier. I know. Well, I turned it into a hundo seed. But...
Yeah, your run on Thieves Town. It was just like. I mean, you seem to have this thing in your mind where you're just like, you know what? I am not going to Thieves Town. Not doing it. On Thieves Town, it was just like.
Yeah, it's my thing. I don't check Pendant Thieves Town if I can avoid it. Because everyone checks Thieves Town, because Thieves Town always has things, except for me. Apparently there's an echo. So are we still using my audio?
Yeah, I believe so.
Rip.
Yeah, I gotta try and get that fixed really quick.
All right, so I think we could deal with that now.
Okay. Yeah, I just always avoid Pendant Thieves Town. I don't care if it's like 4 chests you can immediately access. I just don't like doing it.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, it didn't really hurt you that bad. Considering you always had other things to do.
Yeah, but that bow would have made it so I could have like cleared pod earlier, and it would have put me in quote-unquote go mode faster, except for the GT Big Key, so I could have entered GT searching for the Big Key instead of deciding, well, at this point I might as well check the rest of Overworld first.
Yeah. Let's see, you got so some of the things that trolled you hard, so the Meyer Big Chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the cape in it, so you could get the flippers.
Right.
I admire your restraint in not going to Ice Palace before getting the flippers.
Yeah, that was something we saw Maligord do, because just recently picked up the flippers. Unfortunately, did not check Bumper Cave for quite a while and chose to fake flipper into Ice Palace, which I think ended up leading to nothing other than being a crystal. Oh no, there's 5 sets, so that led
to Desert Palace, Big Key.
Yeah, I knew that Swamp was a crystal, so I knew that flippers were required, so I knew that Cape couldn't be an Ice Palace, so I was at one point going to fake flipper to Zora, but I kept thinking, no, the cape has to be somewhere. If I fake flipper and I get an item that will lead me on a wild goose chase, it can't possibly lead to flipper, it's a cape. So I just tried to avoid doing that sequence break for as long as I could.
So I do want to talk a little bit about your sequence of item checks after you collected your 7th crystal. So you went over to the Bombos medallion. You went and checked pedestal. I think maybe Magic Bad, but that was earlier on. Turned in the mushroom, checked what that was. Was that just a play that you normally like to do, or just don't want to worry about double dipping GT if nothing's in there?
I got the book from Sahasrara, so that was the green pendant reward. The bow was in the front of Thieves Town, and at that point I was thinking, I have to make sure that this dip into Thieves Town with the big key that you get from Swamp has to be worth it. So I checked the back of Thieves Town, then I checked Sahasrara, then I cleared East Palace, and then I checked the Bombos tablet, then the pedestal, then Ether tablet, and when the Ether tablet was nothing, it was like, back of Thieves Town wasn't required, Sahasrara wasn't required, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, and your play of checking both tile rooms pretty early. I mean, just went straight right side in GT and instantly did the tile room. Is that a play you normally do?
Yes. I don't know. I like the tile room because no one does it. Maybe one of these days it will have a required item and I'll be like super smart and crap.
No one has the GT big key and Keysanity. Oh man.
So you seem to have this philosophy of you like to be that guy who does things that nobody else does.
Yeah, I'm kind of contrarian, I guess. I don't know. But at that point, I had the IRC minimized for at least an hour, and I just kept thinking, God damn it, this seed could have been like done much better if different sequence of events, the not checking Thieves Town, not checking the pedestal, blah blah blah. I felt like I was so behind, and so I was just sort of doing whatever at that point. I was at least happy to finish the seed with 20 hearts.
Yeah, I was commenting on that. It's a really rare occurrence because usually people will skip heart pieces that they see, but in this case, there are only a couple locations where you can see that you're getting a heart piece, and you 100% of the seed anyway, basically. So, yeah, congratulations on the full heart set.
Yeah, and it was low hearts at the beginning too.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, we were worried. Early on, Green Mail, the Thyrod 2 Skullwood small keys. Was that like on your radar? It's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go kill Mothula with like nothing. Were you intentionally hoping to find other tools and utilities to have an easier time with Mothula?
That was definitely part of it. Like I knew I had Dark World access. I think when I entered East Palace, I think it was like the second chest had the glove, but I was just putting it off for a while. Just because I didn't want to have to do Mothula with 5 hearts.
Okay, so there we go. The final item count. 192 out of 216. Wow.
It's in the 190s. Whew.
So given like what you had to go through and how much stuff you had to clear, this was a pretty solid time for a collection rate that high.
Well, that makes me feel better. Yeah. So how about those two, out of the way locations in the early game holding something important, like Ice Rod Cave having the hook shot and Agnes Cave having the Cane of Samaria? How about that?
Well, at the time I got the cane, it wasn't that far out of the way because I was able to map it in with desert, and having the flute makes it easier to get to that area. Ice Rod Cave having progression is always a little bit of a troll, and I almost died on my way over there, so, if I had failed, I wouldn't have gone back there until later, so I'm happy that it worked out.
Well, your opponent missed that for a long time on account of deaths. So
unfortunately for Maligord, first died on his way over to Mini Moldorm Cave, which was unfortunate, but chose to just go into Eastern Palace, clear that anyway, because get some more equipment to head back, more bombs because you're low on bombs. But unfortunately for him, he ran out of bombs after clearing Mini Moldorm Cave and was not able to check Ice Rod Cave. That just trolled him for quite some time.
Oh, jeez.
He's got everything now, made his way into GT, almost at the end of the gauntlet. Probably seeing the dot down, like, okay, the GT big key is going to be in GT. So in general, were you pretty happy with the routing that you took? because I do enjoy watching your play because we'll see a different take on routing through the randomizer and stuff we don't normally see early on.
I was happy with my early route. Not so happy with the end game as much, but I don't know. Like maybe one day GT Big Key will be a blind pedestal pull, or I'm sure that's happened before.
Well, we've seen it on the pedestal, so I'm sure somebody's blind pulled it at some point.
Yeah. One day will happen for me, and I will look like a god. Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody would go nuts seeing a blind pull of that. Just the play. It was still somewhat likely this time. We'd seen almost everything else except Gan's Tower. All that stuff pretty equally likely. Maligord now past Land Mullahs too. Taking care of a couple of Wizrobes and nearing his completion of the game.
So, LewdDolphin, what do you think of Keysanity as a mode? Do you enjoy it, or is this just something you're doing because there's a tournament for it?
I kind of like Keysanity. It makes dungeons have more stuff in it, which is cool. Instead of having to like, think, okay, well, Meyer has only 2 items in it, and 3 useless keys, and a useless map, and a useless compass, and a big key somewhere in there. Makes it a little more interesting, and it's an interesting dynamic thinking about like, all right, well, I have all the items for this dungeon, but I don't have enough keys. Do I take the gamble of going in here early, or do I put this off for later? It gets a little annoying when then all of a sudden your go mode items are keys, but I do like the take on it.
Yeah, I think you get a little bit less of a feel bad moment when you have to, dip into a dungeon without being able to complete it, because you're just like, yeah, there's gonna be lots of things here to check anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that
right.
bugnet.
Yeah, important announcement. Bugnet right before Trolldorn.
Oh man. It's amazing how I managed to beat Aghanim without that net.
I know, right?
You almost had full item completion there, just missing that bugnet and the gold sword. You still have no idea where it was. Maligord's going to be heading into the Ganon fight with just the Master Sword. So does have silvers, so that will make it significantly easier, but we'll still have to sword spin for the final Ganon fight because regular Master Sword slashes do nothing to him. So, Lewd, I do have to ask one more question for you. We can let you be on your way. Don't want to take up all your time. What is the one thing that you learned today through this Keysanity seed?
I learned something from this Keysanity seed.
Check the 4 chests. Let's just do it.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh boy.
At one point, I was gonna go and when I got to the name screen, I was gonna go and delete the 3rd name that was like, because my file names are like Fire Rod, Less. Yeah, so the ones I was gonna delete the less and just have Fire Rod, but then I got scared that I was going to accidentally delete my main game.
So Maligord attempting to catch Ganon with the bugnet before he flies away. Admirable effort, but Ganon's not to be fooled by such cheap tricks after being defeated by the bugnet already.
I mean, a bat is kind of like a bug.
Entering with 3.5 hearts. Not sure if he still has that red potion from earlier on. Gotta head down, grab the safety fairy before heading in. There we go. So Master Sword coming up. Maligord. Master Sword Ganon, that is. And hook speed up the pyramid, I can never do it. I always just like accidentally jump off, can never line myself up with the stairs. It's a horrible experience every time. There you go, Ganon fights. Just 12 Master Sword spins per phase.
Yeah, this is a non-trivial fight, to be honest.
Maligord whipping out the hammer. Unfortunately, unless you're playing swordless mode, the hammer does no damage versus Ganon. It is a modification specific to swordless mode because otherwise there's no way to actually hit him. So hammer becomes even more important in swordless. In addition to unlocking pretty much more locations than any other item in the game, will allow you to defeat Ganon. And there is even a way to do silverless Ganon in swordless mode, but timing the shots with the hammer is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it's like a 1-frame window, I think.
Yeah.
And the reason you do spins with silverless is just so you have a continuous attack that will cover that frame.
So we have a question in chat. Is it possible to get 7 crystals without having the hammer at all? Well,
that is no.
That is incorrect. There's more dungeons located or locked behind hammer than there are pendants. So, for example, we got Turtle Rock locked behind the hammer because you need the hammer to open it up. Medallion is the item opening it, but to take that Dark World portal, you need the hammer. Pod requires the hammer to finish because you're blocked before the final boss. You can kill the boss without the hammer, but you need the hammer to reach him. Swamp Palace, of course, you need the hammer to open up the first lever to flood the room, and Ice Palace requires the hammer to reach the boss.
Right.
I think that's all of them.
Yes,
so
that is it.
4 dungeons require the hammer. T-Rock, Ice Palace, Swamp Palace, and Bod.
Now, interestingly enough, one of those dungeons only requires that you have the hammer to enter it, not complete it, and that's Turtle Rock. So when you're playing Entrance Shuffle, it is possible to get all 7 crystals without the hammer.
And Entrance Shuffle is something Maligord's familiar with. Like I was saying at the beginning, Maligord plays all of the modes of the randomizer, just dives right into whatever's thrown at him.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And, it's something I enjoy myself, just kind of trying whatever people are doing. And it's not easy.
So Maligord stocked up on blue potions. We'll be grabbing the Tempered Sword, so give him a much easier time in the remap versus Ganon. We have a question in chat. Is Maligord looking for a GT small key? And no, Maligord has cleared Ganon's tower. He's made it to the Ganon fight, just coming over here to pick up some safeties, which was a blue potion and now the Tempered Sword. There we go. He has everything he needs. And having cleared Aghanim, just be able to go straight to Link's house and then up to the pyramid. Yeah, it was nice having that knowledge of where the sword was. That's something LewdDolphin was able to grab his first time up. Maligord early on sequence broke up to the Zora area with Lake Flippers and checked the ledge item in Zora. But by the time he revisited to buy the Zora item, still did not have the flippers because those were trolling him quite a bit in Bumper Cave. But still knew where that was, and when the time came, he was like, okay, I'm gonna go grab that Tempered Sword and head back in again. So stocked up on silvers, stocked up on swords, on blue potions, should have a relatively easy time here. Just needs 12 hits per phase. I think that should be phase 2 now. Let's see.
Yep.
There we go.
I think 3 more hits ought to do it.
Getting a couple more insurance hits.
Yeah, just in case your counting's a little off.
There we go. Phase 3. Should be a straight shot to finish now. Has 50 arrows, more than enough. That's the worst feeling ever, is realizing you only have like 1 or 2 silver arrows remaining as you're already in the cannon fight, and quaking the floor, not letting Ganon get the satisfaction of breaking all 4 corners of the room. Taking it into his own hands to advance the phases. And yeah, no, Quake does not actually do anything. Ganon has to jump on the floor.
I'm like, that would be kind of hilarious, but yeah, I don't think so.
So someone in chat asking if that was a joke, or does it actually work? Yes, it was a very, very poor joke. You cannot actually advance the 3rd phase again without getting shots off on Ganon.
Sure would be nice if you could. Because then there wouldn't be any teleport problems.
Just patch it into the randomizer. Remove the RNG of the teleporters.
And that'll do it. Maligord finishes. We don't have his time because he actually forfeited the race. But let it be known that he did manage to finish the race anyway.
Probably around, what, a 2:35-ish potential?
Alright, and it looks like Maligord is going to forgo the interview today because he's got some other things to get ready for. But we wish him all the best, and congratulations on finishing.
Yeah, so this is the last day of round 2 of the Keysanity tournament. Currently, we have another match ongoing over on Speed Gaming Force. I'm going to throw it over there in a short amount of time. Before we go, Dr. Bobtastic's been a pleasure commentating with you.
And you too,
shout out to our restreamers and our trackers. Be sure to give them a follow. Without them, we would not be able to put the show on for you. We have 1 more match remaining.
Yep, and that will close out the week, and then once those are all inputted into the system, we should, to the best of my knowledge, be getting our pairings for next week roughly immediately. So, who are you hoping to avoid in the next round?
Oh man, so I'm going to be in the 1-1 round. So
then you can be matched up against me and beat me.
I want to avoid LewdDolphin. he would probably crush me. There's a lot of scary people in the 1-1 round.
Yeah,
I think
like
Gamer
Kyong
Pals
is in the 1-1 round.
Kyong is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, he lost to Pika Pals, which I could see that happening because they're both very good runners. But Kyong is like some sort of Keysanity genius.
All right, but with that, shout outs to our racers once again, LewdDolphin and Maligord, for giving us a great show. But yeah, that closes it out for us. Thanks for watching, and head on over to Speed Gaming 4 and watch the final race going on right now. We'll get our round 3 matches sorted out after that. Thanks for watching.
All right, bye-bye.